Let me say this clearly, and I need the people to listen carefully. When black men with massive platforms engage in public beef, public humiliation, and public destruction of one another, the real victims are not the men involved. The real victims are black children watching from the sidelines. Because what does a young black boy learn when he sees success followed by self-destruction? He learns that conflict is currency. He learns that embarrassing another black man is power. He learns that clout is more valuable than community. Now let's be honest. These men are wealthy. They are protected. They will be just fine when the cameras turn off. But the black child in the hood, the black child in the classroom, the black child already fighting stereotypes, he absorbs every second of this. And what message are we sending him? That maturity is weakness. That reconciliation is boring. That growth doesn't trend. That black men must always be at war with one another to remain relevant. This is not entertainment. This is programming. And before anyone says it's just rap culture, let me remind you, culture is a teacher. And right now, the lesson being taught is chaos over cooperation. When disagreements happen, and they will. The question is not, do we disagree? The question is, how do we disagree? Do we disagree with dignity, or do we disagree with destruction? Because every time we tear each other down publicly, we make it easier for the system to say, see, they don't need enemies. They do it to themselves. Black boys don't need to see more beef. They need to see black men disagree and still respect one another. They need to see conflict resolved without humiliation. They need to see leadership. And leadership is not loud. Leadership is not petty. Leadership is not viral. Leadership is responsibility. And let me go deeper, because some people are still not understanding the gravity of this moment. When young black boys watch these situations unfold, they are not separating entertainment from identity. They are forming blueprints for how manhood looks. And if every blueprint they see is built on ego, disrespect, and public embarrassment, then do not be surprised when they take that same energy into their schools, their relationships, and eventually their communities. We sit around asking, why are the kids so angry? Why are they so disrespectful? Why do they glorify violence and humiliation? Because we are feeding it to them daily, in HD, with monetization. Now let me be very clear. Accountability is necessary. Criticism is necessary. Disagreements are natural. But there is a difference between correction and character assassination. There is a difference between holding someone accountable and turning them into content. When black men turn conflict into clicks, we must ask ourselves, who benefits? Because history shows us it is rarely the black community. And I find it interesting that when black men are doing well, we celebrate them quietly. But when there is tension, when there is division, when there is chaos, suddenly everyone has a microphone. That is not coincidence. That is conditioning. The system does not fear black excellence. It fears black unity. And nothing disrupts unity faster than ego-driven conflict played out in public. Our children do not need to see perfection, but they need to see growth. They need to see restraint. They need to see emotional intelligence from men who claim to be leaders. Because leadership is not about who speaks the loudest, it's about who thinks the deepest. So to every black man with influence, understand this. You are not just speaking to your peers. You are not just entertaining adults.